Hey, what's up? What's happening, man? Woo! All right. Anyways, yeah, doing another video. Fuck it, man. I got nothing to do, dude. My life is fucking hell. Oh, I am living in a nightmare. So I'm gonna cook some dinner, I guess, while I talk. I better comb my hair. Let me find my brush real quick. Anyway, yeah, no, man, this job is really, I had to adjust to the insanity of this job. But it's all working out okay. It's all good enough, I'm easy. I'm easy, dude. Like, as long as I get my basic needs met and I have a little bit of spending money, not a lot, just enough to buy some cigarettes and whatever. Like, I'm easy, bro. I don't fucking care about whatever. Who cares? So if I got a roof over my head and I got food, and if I could, blah blah blah, like, that's good enough. All these people, they want to strive so that they can own a Lamborghini and show off and stuff. Like, why? I guess if you want to do that, that's your prerogative. Do whatever the fuck you want. But what's the point of that? Well, why? It's funny, like, it's just one more, the Bible, where the Bible is true, when the Bible says vanities, vanities, all is vanities. I actually like the version, because you have, like, however many different versions of the Bible. I like the Bible version where it says meaninglessness, all is meaningless. One version of the Bible words it like that: meaninglessness, all is meaninglessness. And it's fucking true, dude. Like, everything is just meaningless. It's like you can't even take anything serious because everything is so fucking meaningless. And that's, you can look at that like as the glass half empty, or you can look at it as the glass half full. Like, if everything is so fucking meaningless, well, then there ain't no point in taking any of it serious. It's like, whatever, dude. Who fucking cares, Or you can get really depressed about it and be like, oh my God, meaninglessness. All of this is just meaningless. Oh my God. It's like, to me, it's a relief, It's like, good. I'm glad it's all meaningless, Because otherwise I'd have to take it seriously. And why the fuck why? What's the point in that? That's fucking stupid. So anyways, whatever. So what I'm going to do, we'll do the Angry Hobo cooking hour. This is the Angry Hobo cooking hour. I'm going to be cooking some food. So I'll show you. Whatever. It's just stupid shit. I went shopping today too. So we're going to go with whatever this is. Some Chinese noodles or whatever. So I'm boiling the water. I'm getting the water boiled. But anyway, yeah, no, dude, I've been pretty drained. I don't have I've been feeling inspired to do videos, and I'm talking about getting a dumb phone. Mainly because I'm not interested in the internet anymore. It's nothing but a big disappointment. I've been watching Asmongold, which is Asmongold's pretty cool, But, it's like, whatever. Outside of that, like, Asmongold's the only, whatever, who cares? So I'm cooking some food. We're going to go with these. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. This is my own, no, it's not my own recipe. It kind of is, though. So I've got some broccoli and onion that I need to eat this shit anyways before it goes bad. So I'm going to throw some broccoli in the boiling water and some onion in the boiling water. And I'll throw a couple eggs in. Yeah. I have a little secret to my eggs. So this is like ramen noodles, So I got some eggs. So I'm in this motel in Texas, and I'm working at my job is I'm at the largest antique show in the country. That's where I'm at right now, and it's every year the largest antique show in the country. So, and I'm working it. I'm working the largest antique show in the United States of America. Important stuff, man. Serious. This is some serious business. Now, problem. Here's a problem that I don't have a knife, but I have my Kershaw Hinderer. So we'll go with the Kershaw Hinderer. And I think it's safe to use vinegar on the blade. I don't think it'll rust it. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm just going to spray this with some vinegar and water. This is 1 part vinegar, 1 part water, with a few drops of eucalyptus, I think, in it. Okay, and then that's my clean knife. Okay. Oh, I apologize. All right. So, anyways, yeah, no, man. So here's the broccoli. I don't need a knife for the broccoli, but I will need the knife for the onion. So go ahead and cut some onion. I'll just cut it right here on this. I'll just go like that. Yeah. This is the cooking hour with the Angry Hobo. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's some professional shit there, right? Okay, then I guess we'll take the top layer off. I don't know. That's what the professionals do. They don't really use the first layer. You know, it's like peeling an onion or whatever. The layers of the onion. Okay, so the water is already starting to boil. And I always forget the directions because I don't do ramen a lot. Anyways, let me cut this onion first. I believe I'm going to go, this way. Against the grain. Okay, I'm doing like a 1/3 of an onion. So I have a hot date tonight, so I don't want to eat too much onion. Okay. Alright, so that's the onion. The water's boiling. Let's see, what do the directions say? Alright, the directions say boil water. Add water and boil it. Cook. Oh, so you only have to cook these noodles for 4.5 minutes. Perfect. Stir occasionally, and then you remove them from the heat. And then you serve it. So these are pretty good for ramen noodles. These are like a cut above, you know, the cheapos. So I'm gonna put this little pancake of noodles in here. Anyways, yeah. So I want to try to do commentary while I cook, but there really isn't very much to talk about. Like I said, I've been watching Asmongold, and he's pretty good at doing his little, talk where he just talks. And I enjoy it, I enjoy it, he talks about politics, which I don't have any problem with that, What really is there to talk about? I mean, everything is politics. I don't like video games. I think video games are stupid. He'll talk about video games, but I just don't watch those because I'm not into video games, I don't know. I think Asmongold is he's a millennial. And I think millennials are much more into video games than Gen Xers, Not that there aren't a lot of Gen Xers who are into all this video game bullshit, but there's way more millennials. And then Zoomers are even more into video games than millennials. Okay, so it's 4.5 minutes. So I'm going to check my clock. Okay, it's 8:20 here in Texas. So 4.5 minutes. Okay. Alright, so might as well put the lid on. It says to stir occasionally. So then what I'm going to do is I'll just take this broccoli thing and I'll break some of that off and throw that in there, like whatever. You just break off some flowers. That flower's a little big. We'll split that one up. And I'll just throw about, we'll do 1/3 of this, whatever you call it, broccoli thing. Yeah, this is like pro fucking ramen noodles here. That might be enough. Maybe I'll do one more for measure, since this broccoli is probably going to be getting bad soon. Alright, it's still boiling, so that's good. I'm stirring up the broccoli with it. And then we'll throw in the onion. Again, I only used 1/3 of the onion. Alright, we got the onion in there. Okay, now what I like to do is put the lid on it, because the cold vegetables cool down the water. So I put the lid on, and that'll increase the heat. The problem with putting the lid on is then it starts to boil over. I've always had that problem. So putting the onion back, we'll put these back. You know, part of cooking is cleaning as you cook, you know. My last girlfriend, we had an argument about that, because the agreement was she cooks, since I do all the fucking bullshit around the house. That as a trade, she needs to cook, you know. And I couldn't get her to clean anyways, no matter how much. She just never would clean. So I had to clean anyways, on top of doing all the, you know, heavy lifting kind of shit. But what she would do is she would cook and make a big fucking mess. And then she would expect me to clean everything. And I'm like, no. Part of cooking is cleaning the area that you're cooking in as you go. That way you're not left. And I even had to pull up videos like, look, I had to find videos about, is cleaning your cooking area part of cooking? And of course it is. Anyways, whatever. Fucking bitches, dude. They're all crazy, dude. All these fucking bitches are crazy. Alright, I'm going to put the vegetables back. And then we'll get to talking about some important stuff. But like, if you want a good channel, go check out Asmongold. Asmongold's pretty good. I mean, good enough, you know. Yeah, like I'm not gonna, you know, it's not fair to put anybody on a pedestal. So I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting him on a pedestal. He's just a human. He's a fallible human being, like everyone else, you know. But like, his content is pretty good, you know, considering, you know. So, I don't know. Check it out. If you don't like my channel, that's fine. You should go check out Asmongold. It's pretty good as far as that goes. So then, at the very end, I'm going to put 2 eggs. But what I do is I wait. I'll only let it cook for like 1.5 minutes of the 4 minutes. And then after 1.5 minutes, I turn the stove off and then let the egg cook with the stove off while the stove is cooling. Let's see, what time is it? 8:24. Okay, so it's time to put the egg in now. So let's do that now. We're going to put the egg in. I guess I'll use this frying pan to open the egg. Okay, so we're going to put the egg in now. We'll let it cook for about 1 minute. There's 1 egg. 2 eggs. Okay. Oh, I should have separated them. Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine. They're like both like stuck to each other. Okay, so now it's cooking with the egg and the broccoli and the onion. As far as this being a healthy meal, I don't know and I don't care. So if you're looking for healthy recipes, I don't think that this is one of those, because I don't care. Anyways, if you're not really concerned about like healthy food, this is a pretty good way to do ramen noodles. They have ramen noodle restaurants where and that's how I do the egg, is like it is in the ramen noodle restaurants, because when you get it, like the egg is like cooked just enough, and not too much. That's how I want it. I want the egg yolk to be just barely cooked, not like totally runny, but still pretty soft. Like at the professional, like at the ramen noodle restaurant. Okay, so it's 8:25. So I turn the stove off, and then I'm just gonna let the stove cool down, and it'll continue to cook the egg the remainder of the way. So the egg should be pretty close to the way they are at the ramen noodle restaurants. And I put in the spices and shit and everything too. So, and then the other thing about ramen, it's always like really hot. So I'm probably gonna let this sit for like 30 minutes before I eat it, because it's just too fucking hot. But that's a good. I mean, yeah. So I learned the broccoli and onion thing from my friend. One time I was at his house and he was just like, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, here, let's make some shit. And he just like cut up some onion and some broccoli and cauliflower and threw it in with his ramen noodles. And I was like, dude, that's a great idea. How come I never thought of that? And so then I expanded on that because when I would go to the ramen noodle restaurants, I like the way that they do the egg in the ramen noodle. And so I started to just experiment on my own to try to get the egg to do the same thing. And like what I do is pretty close. It comes pretty close to the way they are at a restaurant, a ramen noodle restaurant. So, and that's dinner. That's an easy dinner, Fuck it. So anyways, because I'm going to be waiting for a while, like I said, dude, this ramen noodles, it's way too fucking, it just burns my mouth to eat it. So I'm just gonna take the lid off though. The egg looks like it's about good enough. All right. Yeah. And then so anyways, so I haven't been paying as much attention to the internet because I've been busy working. And but then it gets pretty boring at the motel because they don't even have good TV. Like, there isn't even a movie channel. Like all the channels have commercials, so I can't even watch the TV. It's so fucking bad. And so like there's really nothing to do. But I mostly just sleep anyways when I get here. I just fucking sleep. But I try to like just like watch a movie or something. I brought some movies. Well, I brought Twin Peaks the series, and I brought Vikings the series with me, and I brought my Blu-ray player. But well, Twin Peaks, for one thing, like Twin Peaks, it requires way more attention. And I can't watch Twin Peaks in a under a situation like I'm in at this job, because this job is so demanding, So I gave up trying to watch Twin Peaks. I'll have to wait till things have calmed down and I have more spare free time to watch Twin Peaks. I've already seen Twin Peaks, but I got it on Blu-ray, and so I'm excited to watch it on Blu-ray. Because I have it on DVD, but Blu-ray is always better. So I bought the Blu-ray, and then so I ended up buying some DVDs, and like there isn't that good a selection. Walmart doesn't even have the good deals. The Walmart in this area doesn't even have the $5 movie bin. It doesn't even have that here, dude. So and there's like one thrift store, and the thrift store mostly sucks. But they did have They did have like maybe 30 DVDs, or no, probably 50. And they all, I've either seen them all. The ones that are good I've already seen, and then there's a lot of shitty movies that I don't care to see. And so I reluctantly bought like 15 DVDs, only because I can't, there's nothing to do here at the motel. There's nothing to fucking do. So, but I can't even watch a movie, man. I was able to watch Kill Bill all the way through, because Kill Bill is just that good. You know, it's just that good of a movie. But all these other ones I got a couple of the Jason Bournes. I got It Follows. That's a pretty good movie. I've seen it before. I've got Vacancy, which is pretty good, like a horror kind of black comedy. I got The Prestige, which is a great movie, but I've seen it so many times. I got Nightcrawler, which is a really good movie, but I've seen that before. And then I got some movies, I got Lethal Weapon, which of course I've seen that a handful of times. But I can't stay awake for any of these movies except for Kill Bill was the only one. It engaged me enough to where I was able to stay awake and watch the whole thing. So anyways, but yeah, no, I don't, there's nothing to do, which is fine. But that's why, one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. Nothing to do. And then, yeah. What else is going on? So there ain't really nothing going on, And so I'm going to go smoke a cigarette and pretend like I'm talking to someone on the phone when really I'm not talking to anybody. And, yeah. There's the shit that's going on in the news, I don't really know, but it's always the same, so it doesn't even matter. Like, who cares? But I do get to catch up on the news, catch up with what's going on in the news by watching Asmongold, because he that's what he does. That's what he does for a living. He runs a YouTube channel for a living, And so he just talks about whatever the talk is. What are people talking about? What's in the news? What's the big story? And sometimes it's video games, and sometimes it's social issues, and sometimes it's politics, but it's all the same. It's all interconnected, And I don't really care about video games, so I'm really not going to spend much time, looking into what's the latest talk on video games today. Like, why would I care? That's, he's into video games apparently. Good for him, I don't care. I personally have people that I know, like people that I've gotten to know who are into video games are into anime and video games, and they're into weirdo shit like Pokemon, and they're into weirdo shit like dressing up as furries. So they're like, people that are into video games, I have found in my limited experience, people that are into video games are also into furries, like being a furry, and they're into Pokemon, and they're into anime and cartoons. And those people that are into that stuff, I've always found them to be complete psychos, like scary people. Like, there's something wrong with someone if they're in their adult years and they're a gamer that likes anime and Pokemon, is into collecting Pokemon, stuff, and like someone who's in an adult age that's into that stuff, there's something severely wrong with them. And so, because of my experience with those people, I stay away from people that are into video games. I'm not into it at all. Like it's so video games are like really stupid. So is anime, and so is Pokemon. And so I'm at this motel, and this is a very strange motel, and I can't wait till this job is done. But yeah, and I could do angry hobo commentary and talk about uh, homelessness and stuff, but nobody cares, which is fine. I've tried to warn people that you should care, but nobody believes me. And it's like, what's the point? What's the point in trying to, people just don't care. So they don't care about anything, and people stand for nothing. And I just heard that saying not too long ago, which is a really great saying. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And you got all these people, they stand for nothing. That's why like I talk about homelessness. Well, at least if like to stand for homeless, to stand in defense of the homeless is to stand in defense of God-given rights and constitutional rights, which are allegedly God-given rights. Your God-given right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And to criminalize homelessness goes against everyone's God-given rights, whether they're homeless or not. When they're criminalizing homelessness, that's an infringement on you, because you should be free to be homeless if that's what you choose to do. Like, haven't you ever heard of the author Thoreau and the book Walden? Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. The book Walden is only one of the top 5 most influential classical pieces of literature in the last century or more. Like it's like regarded as one of the most top 3 or 5, and it's literally like number 1 most influential classical piece of literature in at least the last 100 years. It's called Walden, and it's about a guy who goes, and because the cost of living is too high, it's a classical piece of literature written like over 100 years ago about a guy who sees that the cost of living is outrageous. Like, the whole game is rigged. The rich are fucking everybody. You can't even afford rent. You can't afford to buy a house, let alone rent. Everything's expensive. And so he chose to just like go off grid. And you know what happened to him? He got arrested because it's illegal. Like, you must participate. You cannot just walk off the plantation. That's what happened to him. Look it up. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. The book is called Walden, written by an author named Thoreau, called Walden, about a guy who looked around, looked at society, and said, fuck this, and decided to walk off the plantation and basically go be homeless. And he was arrested. At the end of the book, he was arrested because he walked off the plantation. And this was written over 100 years ago. And people are talking and acting like this is some new thing, modern thing. No, it's not. It's been around long before you and I even existed, and it's never changed. And this is how they control you. They want you trapped in their grid. They want you trapped on their plantation. And if you look around and realize that this is all bullshit and decide to do your own thing, that's illegal. Okay. But see, I've been talking about all of this since 2013. Like, regularly, consistently talking about this. And nobody listens, dude. And then like, because I can see all this stuff that for some reason people don't see, which I think it's they choose ignorance. They choose to see what they want to see. They don't want to acknowledge reality for it is. They live in delusion, which we're all programmed to do from birth, is to live in delusion. That's why we are forced into the education system and indoctrinated into oblivion, basically, is so that we will conform to a life of delusion. And like people that look at it and realize this is all bullshit, well, they end up getting arrested for that. It's illegal to acknowledge reality for what it is. But like this has all been going on. Like the Bible lays out story after story of the same thing, which was supposedly written 2,000 years ago. None of this is anything new. And all these people like talk and act as though this is some new thing. Oh, it's coming. It's the social credit system is coming. What? Like money is a social credit score system. Like what are you even talking about? Anyways, whatever. But no, see, and I bring up these points, and I'm the only one that does. Like for example, pointing out that the money system is a credit score system. Like people are talking about, oh my God, China has adopted a credit score system, and it's going to be coming to America soon. Pretty soon, it's like, dude, anybody who says that is totally like oblivious to the fact that money is a credit score system. Why do you think all these rich people get away with Epstein Islands and P. Diddy parties? Because money is a social credit score system, and this social credit score system is rigged. It's all an attempt to obfuscate, to talk about how the China's credit score system, oh my God, that's to obfuscate that we live in a credit score system in the United States of America, and it's called money. Or like look at like how India has the caste system, and somehow that's different than the United States of America and the class system. It's exactly the same thing, dude. Like America is as retarded as India is. But like, see, I'll point these things out, and nobody talks about this. Nobody ever will. Nobody will. Oh yeah, like in the last month, it kind of became like it started surfacing in popular and trending sections about how homeless people are disappearing. Dude, in 2016, the fucking Guardian, was it the Guardian? Yeah, it was the Guardian put out an article, and it was titled "Hundreds of Homeless People Mysteriously Disappear Overnight in Salt Lake City." Like, that's mainstream news. Put out an article that was titled "Hundreds of Homeless People Mysteriously Disappear Overnight in Salt Lake City." You didn't read it? Why didn't you read it? You didn't hear about it? Why not? Oh, but now all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, there's a rumor that people are disappearing. Homeless people are disappearing. Like, how is this new to you? I don't, like, whatever. You go read the article. Look it up. Hundreds of homeless people mysteriously disappear overnight in Salt Lake City. And this is what's funny about that. This is another thing, a point that I will point out that nobody else will, and nobody will ever talk about at all. Like, what if that article said hundreds of black people mysteriously disappear overnight in Salt Lake City, and that was published by the Guardian? There'd be riots in most major cities, in at least half of the major cities across this country. There would be riots because hundreds of black people mysteriously disappeared overnight in Salt Lake City. There would be literal riots. Okay? Like Black Lives Matter would be fucking tearing shit apart. Antifa would be tearing shit apart. But If it's hundreds of homeless people mysteriously disappear overnight, nobody's even heard of this. It's like, what? What are you talking about? Nobody even, and they don't care anyway. It's like, who cares? Oh my God. And like when the Fox News said, when the guy was like, we should just kill all the homeless. Okay. Nobody cares. But if they had said we should kill all the anti-Semites, dude, the internet would fucking go up in flames. Like everybody would be, you would hear about it nonstop for years to come. Oh, the Fox News called for the death of anti-Semites. But if it's homeless, who cares? And this is, you should be embarrassed about it, that this is your society. It's like, it's totally retarded. And which it goes back to my point I was talking about earlier when I was cooking, is, dude, like, this is all retarded. Like, it's meaninglessness. Meaninglessness. All is meaningless. It's all meaningless, dude. It's so easy to see that this is all just a bunch of meaningless garbage. Pointless. Okay? So then the guy, the Fox News guy who said we should kill all the homeless, right? He came out later and made a public apology, and his excuse was because he was really upset that black guy stabbed that little Russian girl on a train, and that's why he said that. Because supposedly that black guy was homeless. Okay? And so that story upset him so much that he said that on national television. We should just kill all the homeless. Okay? But see, all he has to do is say, well, I apologize. I was just really upset because of that story about that little Russian girl getting stabbed to death by that black homeless guy. Okay? But think about this. Like, back in 2018 and 2019, you had the Epstein Island, where they're like raping children on the Epstein Island. Rich people. It's only rich people. Like, the filthiest rich people are all raping children on some island. Okay. Why wouldn't that same newscaster get so upset that he would say we should just kill all the rich people because of Epstein Island? No, that'll never happen. You'll never see, and not just news people. I'm talking about internet influencers. It's all the same. Internet influencers, mainstream media, it's all the same. So Epstein Island happens, and you don't see any outrage to the point where it's like, well, we should just kill all the rich people because it's the rich people that are, that have these Epstein Islands where they're raping children. So we should kill all the rich people. No, they'll never say that. But if a homeless guy allegedly stabs some 19, 21-year-old girl on the train, it's totally okay for the news to come out and say we should kill all the homeless people. But like when Epstein Island and all these rich people are raping babies and stuff, you'll never see anybody, whether they're an influencer or a newscaster, get so upset about that they say we should just kill all the rich people. They never will. They'll never say it. See, it's very easy to see who the protected class is. The protected class are the rich. Not the blacks, not the Jews, not the homeless, not women. The rich are the protected class. But nobody ever talks shit about the rich. You notice that? They never talk shit about the rich. The rich always get a pass. It's the Jews. It's the blacks. It's the homeless. Those are the people that we need to kill them or whatever. And never the rich. Why not? Why not? We just had Epstein Island. We had P. Diddy. We've got these globalists that are getting rich, starting wars. But that's not enough to upset the people enough to demand we should kill the rich people, because the rich ones are the ones going to the Epstein Islands and the P. Diddy parties and starting the wars so that they can get rich. Yeah, no, you're not allowed to get upset at the rich. Only unless they're a Jew of the Jewish race, then we must be mad at them. See, and like I said, like I can talk about all this stuff until the cows come home, but it's never popular. And not that I care. I'm not doing this for popularity. Like, but I thought the truth is popular. The big truther movement. Oh, somebody's talking about it somewhere. Angry hobo. Who? Who? Where? Send the links over. You know, like that one video that where that was starting to surface in popular and trending about homeless disappearing. I watched some of it. I don't even watch this stuff, like that when they supposedly do coverage of the homeless, because nobody even knows anything about homelessness. So these people that don't know anything about it, they go and try to cover it. Why not? Why not like corroborate and like collaborate with someone like me who's been homeless for 10 years and then worked in the homeless service provider field. After being homeless for 10 years, I worked in the homeless service provider field for 10 years and then did a YouTube channel for like 7 years where all I talk about is homelessness. Like, why not collaborate with someone like that seems to have more in the know, has knowledge and experience on it. And then you can collaborate with. No, can't do that. It has to be somebody who never been homeless, doesn't know anything at all about homeless, and they're going to cover homelessness. So I'm watching this video about, it's this new thing where, the rumors are spreading on the internet that homeless people are disappearing and that they're criminalizing homelessness in Austin. And I watched it, and they're talking as though it's a new thing that they're criminalizing homeless. And it's like, bro, they just don't have any clue what they're talking about at all. Like, I referenced the 10-year study on the criminalization of homelessness that was put out by the National Law Center on Homelessness, where they did a 10-year study, and it was like put out in 2012, and it talked about, and it shows proof that it is illegal to be homeless in the United States of America. And nobody cares about that. But when it starts to become popular to talk about how, it's some new thing that in Austin they're starting to criminalize homelessness, like, that's a lie. What makes that a lie is it's always been illegal to be homeless in Austin. That's propaganda. They're brainwashing you into thinking that it's some new story. Dude, that's been going on before you and I were even alive, bro. And it's just like, but see, like, I can talk about all this stuff and I'm on point and like nobody cares. And see, isn't that the problem? Nobody cares about anything. They just don't. Asmongold uses a term a lot, performative. Whenever people, it's always performative. They don't actually care. They're just performing, I care so much about what? Palestine. I care about the clot shot. I care about, it's all bullshit, dude. Like, people don't give a fuck about anything or anyone but themselves. Selfish, like, self-serving. That's all it is. Everything is just selfish, self-serving, apathetic, narcissistic. And that's what I mean. Let's go back to, what does the Bible say? Meaninglessness, meaninglessness. All is meaninglessness. Vanities, vanities. All is about me. Everything is about my vanity because I'm a selfish, self-serving fucking cunt. Vanities, vanities. All is about my vanities. If it's not going to go over well with my peers, I better not say it or do it. Even though, no matter what, even if it's the right thing to say and the right thing to do, if it's not going to go over well with my peers, I have to protect my vanity. And that's why I continue to do the channel on homelessness and just keep talking about it on and on and on and on for years, is because the reason that people don't talk about it is because of their vanity. It's not popular to talk about homelessness. It's so ridiculous. It's like that poem where it says, first they came for the you-know-whos, and I wasn't one of them, so I didn't say anything, Dude, they've been coming after the homeless harder than any other group of people in this country, like way before you and I were ever born, and nobody ever talks about it. It's like the U.S. society's dirty secret, elephant in the fucking room, 5,000-pound gorilla that nobody wants to talk about because of their vanity. Everybody has to protect their vanity. And which is why I go on, I'll keep talking about it, and I don't care how cringy I am. I don't care if my optics suck. It's like, at least I'm fucking talking about something that's worth a fuck to talk about. What are you talking about? Video games? You know, Richie from Boston and the invisible interdimensional beings and shit. Like, it's just so gay, dude. Everything is so fucking retarded. So, there you go. See you later, dudes.